is a cool morning, 40s. We're back on this job site, and you can see that this road bond has really set up good. All we got to do is bring the tractor up, and I'm going to just do a final grade, and then we'll roll it in, and I'll show you those parts of that. Big orange. This sucker started up. Starts every time for me. Okay, got our machine good and warm. And get this graded out. Alright, I'm doing the best I can to hold the phone video, but you can see we're on the right side of the travel portion of the road, and the box blade is only scraping the left and right, not in the center. That's because they are traveling the same path on this, and it's packing that one little strip, leaving it high on the sides, and water will start following that center trench and wash this road out if that's not fixed. How it compares. See, I haven't done anything out of the ordinary here. Let me just pull down on. I want to make sure everybody knows that I haven't done anything to manipulate the footage or anything. So we're going to start here. I have my draft control up. That way the box blade isn't necessarily pushing down on the road. We'll set our box blade all the way down, and I'm just going to go at the same speed down through here. And I actually like going downhill to do these final grades because the box doesn't collect as much material. I'm not really wanting to cut the surface or change the grade. I'm just wanting to take those high spots out. So now we're looking. So this side isn't doing it as bad. Now I've got this angled up to where that box blade is not cutting with the front side of the box. It's only back dragging, and it's moving very small amounts of material to the center of each track. And once the whole road is that dark gray, I'll know that all the high and low spots are out, and it'll be time to roll. So I'm going to make several trips up and down through here, only back drag. Now normally I could be at this point and I could be in high gear just hauling it back and forth, back and forth. You see how that light gray area in the middle, that low spot, is slowly disappearing. And this is a way that I would suggest doing it when you're first learning, because if you angle this blade down like that and it starts carrying too much material, it makes it more difficult to get it just right. So less is more a lot of the time when you're first learning. You can see we've almost got the high spot out right there. So the box blade's doing its job. Now I could be going down through here in 6th gear or even higher, but just so you guys can see how making small adjustments makes life a bit easier. Now the main reason that I've got my draft control up to where that box blade doesn't push down is because when I'm going uphill, when the front tires hit a high spot, it'll lift the front of the tractor up, and adversely, if you have that draft control to where it's pushing down the box blade, it's going to transfer that hump from where your tires go up. It's going to force the box blade down, and it's just going to transfer that bump from where your tires are to the box blade. So if it's floating, the tractor can be doing this while the box blade stays straight. So driveways are a good way to get into grading and excavation. They're easy to do, they're pretty consistent, the materials you're working with are consistent. So I highly recommend you get your start there. Just about everybody I know got their start in grading, fixing driveways. Alright, you can see up here toward the top of the driveway, that light gray strip is almost gone already. This side will be out in maybe 1-2 more passes. I'll just keep you guys on with me. We'll go over this spot and I'll turn around and you'll be able to see how much it's changed with one pass. Just take your time with this, drive slow, and you'll develop your skills. Let's see how this is. See how much less it is? That's almost perfect. All that light gray is about gone. When it turns dark, you know that the blade rubbed that part. So when you get to the point that it's all dark gray, you know that that blade has drug it evenly. So we're going back up the hill on the right side again. We've had some heavy rain, so this road really didn't have to be rolled, but it did have a low area from travel pack, so it would have began to wash sooner than if we rolled it. So if the customer wanted to go ahead and spend the money to have it rolled, and I think they will definitely benefit from it. Let's see how that looks now. See, that gray area is almost gone. We're not having to gather much material at all. I've got my box plate tilted back as far as it'll go, and it's slowly taking that high spot out. Now with each pass, I'm riding with my front left tire right down the center, and that way it keeps the tractor on grade. If you go, I could go down the center of this road right now with my box plate set the way it is, and it would cut my crown out. And it's because of that crown that water sheds off both sides. Also, as I'm going up and down this road, since the tractor doesn't have a suspension like a car, everything is rigid. Every little bump move this way, up and down. You'll hear a lot of old timers talking about how they grade by the feel of their seat. And after you do this long enough, you go by the feeling of the machine. You can see it tilting, moving every which way. And that, when you feel a certain movement, you either steer or you adjust your blade to accommodate for that movement. And the end goal for a driveway is that you want to feel flat and smooth. But if you go to one side or the other, you want to feel a little bit of a lean. Alright, now this is a smooth drum multiquip asphalt roller. It's also very, very good at packing road mud. Take any extra large rocks out, because they'll usually mess your grade up. Because this surface is pretty hard. See how it leaves a little bowl? See that little bowl? that's not ideal. See this cut? That's all because of him. They'll mess you up. All right, so the road looks good. All the light gray is out of it. It's on grade. What I'm going to do is take the roller and I'm going to hug this side without the vibrate on. I'm going to go at a constant speed all the way up, and then I'm going to come down the other side hugging this side without the vibrate on at a constant speed. That way it packs constant and even. Alright, now as I'm riding back down through here, I'm inspecting that side over there. And since these drums are perfectly smooth, if I see a spot that's not packed in the middle of that or on the outside edges, I'll know that for some reason the road is not on a good grade. And at that point, I just go back over to the box blade and keep repeating those steps until it's packing smoothly. I'm going downhill is the only reason that I can run this thing at an idle. They will not climb uphill if you don't have the power. So, see, we got a nice even pack going. So I'll finish this path and stop and let you know the next step. We've got our first passes made. Now what I'm going to do, as you can see, most of my machine is sitting on the already compacted spot. And I've moved over, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. If I had just spread this road bond, I would only move over an inch because it hasn't had a time to get compacted at all. So what this is going to do, I'm going to keep doing this up and down, moving in that same distance toward the center of the road. And that way, as it packs down, it also packs inward, and it tightens that road up and makes it very, very resistant to washing and wear. See streaks where the edge of the roller was at. That tells us that the whole road is not completely compacted. It's squishing out. So we need to start at the outsides, go up and down, do the whole thing a second time. This time around, you can go faster because it's pretty well smoothed out. It's just not completely compacted. Okay, let's just see what we got. There is a couple of little streaks here, but they're flush. It's just because you can follow that right to a rock. It's not even really a groove anymore, but it is level. Plenty level. And this is how road bond is supposed to turn out after you roll it. Nice and smooth. We got our smooth transition up to the top. This section of road should last them for a good long time. As far as travel, it shouldn't give, and well, actually as far as weather, it should not wash at all. As long as that road holds its shape, it won't wash. Their biggest enemy will be UPS and FedEx. I get more work from them than anybody else. And it's not their fault. It's just that when those vans are light, they spin easier. So, thanks UPS and FedEx. We appreciate it. A little bit of variation in color. I can see where their tires, the gray areas, are compacted. They've dried faster than areas that haven't been driven on because it's loose and it holds moisture. Looks like somebody might have spun a tire a little bit coming up. Yeah, see, they started spinning when they pulled out of the grass. and it just transferred a little, no biggie. I don't see any major washing areas. It's nice and smooth and flat. Let's pull the box blade across this. This actually has a little bit of a dome shape. Let's pull the box blade across every bit of it evenly and reveal those low spots. Gray areas are low spots. So, quite a few of them. We're gonna just have to go back and forth until we get those massaged out. Alrighty. You can see we got half of it done, and it's going pretty good. We'll go ahead and knock this left side out, and it'll be ready to roll. Alright, I had to just stop, pick up a couple of bigger rocks out of that stuff because it was leaving grooves in my road bond, making my finish not so good. And since this is actually the parking area, I need it to be as good as it can be. Right now I'm moving a little bit quicker clip, and that seems to want to smooth out things a bit better. Now you can see in front of me when I back down through here, it leaves tracks. So what I've been doing this whole time, I guess I should point out, is I back down this side and then I curve around and back in to where I'm going to pull straight out. And that way I'm not unpacking tracks into the road bond that's already been graded. Line off center right there, where this driveway angles that way, and then there's a little bit on this side where it angles that way. I think it looks really good. I'm happy with it. Now I just gotta roll it in. Here we are, halfway through the second section. Pretty obvious which one's been rolled and which hasn't. Let's finish it out.